So a little while back I made this video helping beginner Blender users understand how to use the shade smooth, the shade flat, and the shade auto smooth. And then shortly after I made that video, Blender version 4.1 was released and they changed the shade auto smooth to the shade smooth by angle. And personally, I really didn't like the shade smooth by angle. I really just found the mark sharp feature quite annoying. When you go into edit mode, there's kind of those greenish bluish lines marking the edges sharp, and then that way Blender knows what to shade smooth and what to shade flat. So I made another video talking about the updates of the shade smooth by angle, and a ton of people in my YouTube comments were very upset about this new update. So I guess I wasn't the only one who didn't really like the shade smooth by angle feature. And a lot of people in my video comments were hoping that they would bring back the old auto smooth feature. Well, in Blender version 4.2, which was just released, they did that exact thing. So in Blender version 4.2, if you use the object context menu, there's now shade smooth, shade flat, and we have the good old shade auto smooth back. Now, right behind me, if I just open up the shade auto smooth feature after you choose the shade auto smooth, you're going to have this angle here, and so you can use this to change the angle. So if I turn it way down, you can see everything is now shaded flat, and if I start to turn up more and more of those faces there are going to be shaded smooth. Now, this new shade auto smooth is a little bit different than the old auto smooth, because if I go here to the modifiers, just like the shade smooth by angle feature, it still adds a modifier. So it's almost like they're combining the good old auto smooth and the shade smooth by angle, and they're combining them together to create the best type of shade auto smooth. And this way, when I go into edit mode, there aren't any of those sharp edges, because with the shade smooth by angle, there were these sharp edges here. So if I went into edit mode, you can see there's the sharp edges, and I just didn't really like that. That was kind of annoying and hard to use. And if I wanted to get rid of them, I'd have to go into edit mode. I'd have to select everything and press Ctrl E, and then I could choose the clear sharp. So this way we have the shade auto smooth back, but it's using this modifier. Now what's cool about this modifier is the modifier is automatically pinned. You can see there's a pin icon, and this way it's always going to be at the end of the modifier stack. So for example, if I go to add modifier and add a bevel modifier, I can just bevel the edges, so we'll turn the segments up a bit, but you can see even though I added the bevel after the smooth by angle was already on, the bevel is right up here. Whereas normally, if this wasn't pinned, if I get rid of the pin, just get rid of that. Now, if I delete this, add another bevel, the bevel modifier is going to be after the smooth by angle. So you can see now it isn't actually shading the bevel smooth, because the modifier stacks work from top down. So it first applies the first modifier, and then the second one, and then the third one, and so on. But the modifier is automatically going to be pinned. You can also just click on the arrow right down here, and then you can just pin it. So click on the arrow, click pin to last. But the modifier is automatically pinned, so that way it's always going to be at the bottom of the modifier stack, so it won't mess up any of the modifiers which you've added. So definitely let me know what you think of this new feature. I think this is a great compromise between the shade auto smooth and the shade smooth by angle. This way we're pretty much getting all the features of the shade auto smooth, but with a few updates. And if you'd like to watch my beginner tutorial on all the shading types, you can check out this video right here. I'll have it linked in the description. And if you want to check out Blender 4.2's new features, you can check out the new features page on Blender's website. Again, I'll have the link to that in the description. And if you are a beginner Blender user and you'd like to watch a complete tutorial series to get a good grasp of all the basic fundamentals of Blender, definitely check out my Blender for Complete Beginners tutorial series. Again, link is in the description. So I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.